Hello, everybody. I'm Coach Karen, owner of Kaia FIT Sierra, women's fitness program and nutrition, 4 studio locations across Reno and Sparks. And we have a series of videos with UVAL Care about their CBD products. This line is incredible, and we are offering it starting in 2023. So much excitement around this. And so in this video, we are talking about topicals and not just the tinctures that we talked about in another video, but there's a whole nother line of products that I think you guys are going to really like. So Bianca, founder of UVAL Care, take it away.
Thank you so much, Karen, for having me. I'm excited. So you listened earlier, and at one point you listened to the tinctures, and I'm very fond of the tinctures, but nevertheless, I do like my my topicals. And so I have a cream that's also with arnica and MSM, which is really good. It's really amazing when you are you want to get rid of some aches and pains. Now it's a nice consistency, is white. It smells delicious. And then I have the warming and pre-workout and the cooling and the post-workout. So that's more like a roll-on, and it's a gel. And it sort of covers, it's really nice. It covers broad parts of the body. It's really easy, and it's not messy, neither one of the products. And I love the smell. I mean, I don't know if you guys, but I can really smell peppermint and spearmint. It's really delicious. So you don't need to use both together. I personally, I really like warming all the time because I run cold in general. So I really prefer my warming. But now the concept behind this, why I created these two, is the warming is warming up your muscles, and the cooling is just helps to reduce the inflammation you have in there. And you usually do that with ice or with cooling properties. So the one important thing that I want to point out, you maybe have used a topical before, and when it's oil-based, it's usually when you it's a salve, and it's very oily. So you put it on and it's a little sticky, and you put your clothes on it, and then your clothes gets a little sticky. Not just that is not very fun, but oil-based, think of it this way. Oil, the CBD molecules of oil are big. All these products, and also my gummies, which I'll talk later about, but these are all water soluble. So that means they are nano CBD, tiny little particles, and that translates in faster acting when you rub it in. It penetrates faster, and it's also more bioavailable. So I love water soluble for the topicals.
Yeah, I just have a quick question. When it comes to the cream versus like the roll-ons, if someone's trying to decide between the two, what would you recommend for them? What is the key difference?
So it's very simple. Because the cream has the arnica and the MSM in there, which are both strong anti-inflammatories, together with your CBD, whenever you have really something you're dealing with, like a pain in your neck, like something that is because of the arnica, the combination of this, people just really, it's like one of our best sellers. It's not, people really like the cream for real pain related issue. If you want to go faster into, like, let's say you had a really good workout and say, oh, I want to get back fast to the gym, and you feel very sore, this will reduce, either one of these will reduce your inflammation in your body, and it will so this is more for workout purposes, and now this is more when you have more pain and not issues with that. Okay,
love it.
Yeah. So but the gummies, they're also water soluble. I just wanted to point that out because it's very interesting. You might ask me, so what should I start with? Should I start with oil or with the tinctures, which are oil-based, or should I start with the gummies? So it's something, it's hard to answer. I believe that topicals are a great introductory to CBD. Usually when you encounter somebody that's very skeptical, you let them try the topicals and they see how much that actually reduces their pain level. It's like, then they are like all curious, like I want to use something internally as well, right? So the gummies, but going back to the question, what should I start out with? So there, I have some people that just swear on the gummies. And some people just have, get really good results with the tinctures. It's really it takes a little trial and error for you to experiment a little bit with this, to see what your body resonates to. So that's why I feel like I want to have a mortgage board of different products to see what really is that speaks to your body and mind. I personally, you can imagine, I use all of my products, and but I definitely like my tinctures, right? But when I want, I only use it like really morning and evening. But when I want to have a little extra support, I use the gummies after lunch, sort of like to give me a booster, because it does attach, it does work in the body a little different. And you could even combine it and see, I have even people that use it both at the same time, first the gummies, and then first the tinctures, and then they follow with the gummies. Oh, that's one important part in regards to the gummies. You don't want to chew them. You want to suck on them like a hard candy. As longer you keep it in your mouth, as more it will enter your your bloodstream. So it enters through your mucous membrane into your bloodstream, and you get a faster effect versus chewing it and then it goes through your digestive tract, and sort of like it takes longer to kick in. And some gets also lost in the digestive tract. So the whole theory about the tinctures was using it sublingually. With the gummies, you would do the same thing, just use it like a hard candy. Yeah, so these are the nano products, the water-soluble products. And now you got to know all my items. Oh, let me finish with something that I want to take you to, like, what do you look for when you are want to shop for CBD products? There are 4 things you want to pay attention to. One is that you want to have lab results. So every product of mine is tested by a third-party laboratory, and now you can access it. I should give you the test results. You can put it up on your site. So it's really important that things are lab tested by a third party. That just shows purity and accuracy. That's really important. So the second one is that all the hemp should be grown in the United States, and our products are grown in Nevada in greenhouses, and sometimes we get also the hemp from greenhouses in California, but it's just really local. And so that's really important, because we don't know if we get it from other countries, even if it's cheaper there, but it's not very regulated. And we know in the United States, it's more regulated, particularly in Nevada and California. That's the second one. The third one is you always want to look for full spectrum. That means full spectrum means you have a tiny little bit THC in there. But you need that because it has a synergistic effect. It just works better together if you use a full spectrum. So let's say you get drug tested on a regular basis. Unfortunately, I rather don't have you use full spectrum. So these ones are broad spectrum. That means 0 THC. So they don't show up on the drug tests, because it can accumulate, even if you don't get high of the product, but it accumulate, and then the test results and I mean the drug tests are not as accurate. So, it can build up, and then I don't want you to lose your job. That would be a horrible thing. And so fourth, but not least, can I say that? Does that make sense? The last one.
Last but not least.
Thank you. So the last one is, when you have a bottle like this, it's a 1 ounce bottle. And if you only have 500 milligrams in there, so the milligram content in one bottle is crucial, because if you, let's say, I don't know if you see that my bottles have 3,000 milligrams, so they are very potent, the tinctures. When it comes to water soluble products, which are the gummies and the cream, because of what I said earlier, they are tiny little particles, and they translate in faster acting and more bioavailable. You don't need as many plant compounds, but usually you pay for the milligrams in your bottle. So you really, these are the 4 criteria: grown in the US, lab tested, milligrams in the bottle, and full spectrum. So this whenever you shop, look for these look for these 4 criteria, and then you're more of a conscious shopper, and you know that you get a good product.
So when it comes to full spectrum versus broad spectrum, did you say that the gummies are broad spectrum, but the tinctures are full spectrum, or did I mishear that?
No, it almost. So the tinctures have a tiny little bit THC in there, so they are full spectrum. This is also full spectrum, but it's so small, the amount, it's almost undetectable, but we still have some. So with other words, would I recommend this to you when you're getting, when you get drug tested? No, I wouldn't. So I consider this a full spectrum too. These are the only ones that are broad spectrum, which are the roll-ons. I really wanted to concentrate in my product line on full spectrum, because I know that the effects of full spectrum are so much more superior. So in order to make that thing round, we have full spectrum, broad spectrum, and isolation. Isolation means only one plant compound, which means only CBD. And I have to tell you, that's the least interesting. So you always, minimally, you want to get the broad spectrum. If you have a product and it says CBD isolate, I'm like, you have to use so much of it, and it's not high. I mean, it's just doesn't affect you as much. So that could be another reason why CBD doesn't work for you,
Awesome. I love it. Well, thank you so much, Bianca. I feel like I've learned a ton in this series of videos. I hope all of our Kaia girls have as well. But if you have any questions at all, whether it is about full spectrum versus broad spectrum, or what is a good, type of product that you should start with specifically, you just let me know. Bianca and I are always in communication. I can absolutely forward questions on to her, and definitely.
Totally. I would love to hear from any of you that now, if you have question, that's part where I'm really happy of helping you out of where to start and now what products to start out with. So I love communicating with folks.
Yeah,
and
of course right, and we'll have our CBD 101 workshop.
I know.
21st, 2023. That will not be the only one ever, but for sure, make sure that you are clearing your calendar and marking it if you're watching this video before that workshop, absolutely, so that you can be in the know and understand how this stuff can benefit you as well. All right. Well, thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Bianca. And we'll see you,
Karen. Thanks for having me.